Hi, I am Nicole, and today I'm going to talk to you. Sorry, it's my first video and I'm nervous. But today we are going to talk to you about how to make money as a writer using Medium, really specifically. So, just a little bit about me. I am an e-communication specialist. I'm also an English major. I graduate in 1 month with a master's in English, and I'm working on an application for a PhD. So fingers crossed. I have to look at my face here to make sure you actually can see my fingers. But kind of let's just get started. So I'm going to talk to you about the program Medium. Excuse me while you guys are going to see everything on my screen because I'm just going to share it with you so that there's no secrets here. So we're going to start the way that you might look at Medium. I'm just going to kind of we're going to kind of go into a quick introduction to what Medium is and how you can use it as a writer. So I think this is a really interesting conversation to have because if you're interested in being a writer, I think the traditional route right now is either you sit down at your desk and you write every day and you collect all of this work, and then you get to a point where you're kind of like, great, it's done, kind of, but now what? How do I publish it? And then you have to start struggling with the self-publishing or getting something into a book or figuring out where to put it online. And Medium is a great place for that. So if you already have a bunch of work, perfect. If you felt like you needed to write a whole lot of work to kind of get yourself ready to be a writer, that's great. That's kind of what Medium is for. And I'm kind of close to that. I'm trying to use Medium as a platform to encourage myself to write more often in public. And so Medium is a really specific platform for readers and writers. And, well, here's the screen. You go to medium.com, and they've organized a lot of different topics here. They've changed the screen interesting recently. So it looks like they're doing hashtags. They have different topics, publications. Politics, of course, is kind of hot right now. We're, in election season. So you can select something that you're into. Will help you find great things to read. What Medium prides itself on is being an ad-free platform. So if you're used to reading somewhere else, like trying to get your news, I use Feedly a lot. I like that to try to keep with all my publications. Or I subscribe to Digest that come to my email all the time. But sometimes it's not really very satisfying and it feels very marketed. And Medium is trying to fight that, which is wonderful, which is why I like it as a reader. So they have apps, and I read the things on my phone. You can subscribe to your different interests. You do have to pay for it. So here, if you want to read about Medium, it's great. It's great, right? Like, I like to read, so sorry. We're not here to promote Medium. This is not affiliated. I don't get any money for this. I'm just kind of talking about different writing. So obviously you can subscribe, you can write, and you can get started. So I'm just going to kind of show you what happens when you click on write. It talks about being a place to publish your best work, believing in ideas. Here's how it works. You write something good, you put your story to work, and you get recommended to readers. They have an editorial team that reviews all the stories that are published, and they will curate them into relevant topics. We're going to talk about that because I have been writing for almost a month now, give or take, not at all consistently, which is something we're going to talk about. So here they promise that you're going to earn for your work, which I think is why, for me, Medium is really appealing. When I was putting work onto my blog, which we'll kind of talk about because you can do that. You can import work without any problems onto Medium, which is an interesting way to think about things. And will be some cool experiments that we're going to talk about later. I'm going to write that down, actually. So, experiment. I don't know if this will make any sense, but we're going to do import versus create question mark. Because I've done a couple of them, but I haven't really done it very consistently. And so it'd be really interesting to kind of test whether importing kind of lands you in what we have been talking about as curation gel, or if creating is the optimal way to go. And I mean, I feel like it makes sense, but you never know until you test something. So what's really nice about Medium is it helps you expand your audience and get connected. A lot of bloggers might be familiar with WordPress. If you've done WordPress.com, you probably have already seen different writer communities. Medium is kind of the same thing, only you also get paid for it, or so they promise. I've made a little money. I'm going to show you. So it's not much. Don't get excited, but you're rewarded by the readers. You get paid based on reading. Here's some quotes. They talk about quality ideas. They really want it to be ad-free, which is really nice as a reader. Diverse voices. I hope none of this is overwhelming. Like, let's just get started. Let's just do it, right? So, and they talk about your story is worthy. Tons of stuff here, just available if you have questions. Dig into all of this stuff. But I thought what might be really useful is to kind of see how, well, I use it. So I'm just going to log in. We were using the incognito window so that you could see, I don't know, what you might see. But when I log in, obviously I'm already in here. Here's my very carefully crafted profile picture. This is my screen because I've already set up different topics that I'm interested in. They're all over the place. That's just kind of who I am as a person. Might be something we talk about in terms of writing, but it's just kind of an interesting place. One thing I think is really interesting is that a lot of writers on Medium write about writing on Medium, which is kind of interesting. That's kind of where I'm at, right? I'm learning about how Medium, the platform, works, but I'm trying to like get out of writing about writing, which is like this really strange meta trap that I think a lot of new writers, especially English majors, might find themselves in. So it's okay to do that. Medium is a great platform for it, but you'll find pretty quickly that I think we can perform better somewhere else by focusing on a different kind of topic. And I'll show my initial experiment. I'm writing a note, actually, so experimenting with topics. So this might be another future video. I guess you'll have to let me know if you're interested in any of these things. So here is just a quick look. So how this is interesting, right? I've put in that I'm interested in books and I'm interested in gaming and leadership and creativity. So here we go, right? And I'm like, ooh, Mario Kart. I got really excited. According to data science. So, okay, so like, let's just look at this example. It's nothing like any other example I'll show you in this video, but as a reader, here's an example of what you're going to see. I actually typically read on my phone because it's a quick on-the-go experience. I guess I could show you. Here's my phone. Let's see. So my Medium app is here. You can't see it all because it's like in the blaring light. I'll just put it really close. And I click it and that opens the app. That's how apps work. Sorry, being silly. It will give me something that I think is really cool. I don't know where to point this. My screen, you can't really see. But your daily read. Oh, it's backwards. That's not helpful at all. Sorry. So it'll give you like your daily read. It'll suggest 5 topics for you, and it'll, you know, it's an algorithm. Everybody uses an algorithm. They kind of curate different things. And some of them are old and some of them are new, which is really interesting. It'll also show you from your network because you can connect with other authors. There's a couple already that, you know, I tend to follow, both small and new, and much larger and more established. And, you know, a lot of different motivational stuff. So that's it, right? That's cool. It's fun to be a reader on Medium. I do pay, which, you know, pay to get paid. Yeah, but if you don't pay, you only get a handful of articles that you can read per month, and I think that one of the best ways to figure out how to get better at writing on Medium is to be reading on Medium, and they'll give you some really great ideas. And so, like, I just love this data visualization. How exciting is this? And so, here, you can see that this uses pictures, it uses headlines, it uses, you know, different lists. The way that we know if an article is doing relatively well are awarded in something called claps. So this article has 17.3 thousand claps, which is pretty great. You can see who wrote it. You can see where it was published because there are publications that you can publish in. And then Medium will even suggest for you like-minded articles. And we can see, and I don't know if this is because I'm new to the platform, but some of these are older, right? And so it's really interesting that older articles in a really specific niche, they get related to each other. And so technically you can still make money even on old stuff. So there's a lot of benefit from writing consistently and leaving your articles published on Medium. So back to the homepage, let's just dig into the statistics because I said this was going to be a quick a pretty quick intro video. So that's talking about myself, right? I'm an aspiring writer. Talking about writing for Medium, you can get paid more than zero from your brand new blog just by publishing on Medium. You can import stories or create new ones. You can talk about Medium as a whole. Medium is a platform for readers and writers sharing ideas in an ad-free environment. It seems that the majority of revenue comes from the readers who pay. I think I only pay $5 a month. It's like $60 for a year. It's a subscription-based model, much like Netflix. I've been trying to read, so I will point out real quick, this marker publication is relatively new, a new publication from Medium. But they're talking about some different interesting business things. Might be worth following, right? And so sometimes you'll see a lot of writers who are talking about Medium and how Medium works. Sometimes I think it's a little bit better to go to the source and to find out what the source seems to be focused on. So I try to follow this. And this is one of their experiments, and it looks like it's going well. Excuse me. I really need to drink some water. So let's dig into this. So when you click on my face, tons of different options here. So you have options to gift a membership. I suppose if I make a lot of money, I'll gift you a membership. Future promise, not today. So you can create a new story, which we'll click on in a second. You can look at your published stories. You can look at published series. You can look at your own stats. So we'll click on all of these today. The Medium Partner Program will show you your earnings, or if you have already registered for a Medium account, this is, I think it's the same look, but this is where you would register the Medium Partner Program so that you can get paid. And all this really does is, like, if you write your articles, you can choose to put them in front of the paywall or behind the paywall. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. Being in the Medium Partner Program enables you to make money for your writing and put your writing behind the paywall. Reading list, publications, customize your interest, profile settings, help, and sign out. So I was promising this was going to be a real quick video. I wonder if there's a way that I can check.